Hello, my name is Kai Velmer, and I'm the current president of the Florida Youth Soccer Association. At the 2022 FYSA AGM, I will be running for re-election. The reason I'm running for re-election because I think I have some unfinished business and some new ideas and concepts I would like to see come to life. So I'm hoping that I get the opportunity from the membership to serve once again as your president for 2 more years. With that said, when I started 2 years ago, I started with a 14-point plan. Some people thought that was ambitious. Looking back on it now, maybe it was a little bit, and I should have started with a 7-point plan, but I'm still very proud that I put a plan together because during my time coming to the AGMs, I've never seen anybody produce a document and say, here, this is what I'm trying to accomplish. My 2 years have been full of experiences. I feel like that now I am better prepared to implement some of the points a little bit more concrete. It was a great learning experience for the 2 years to understand how it all worked and how slow it sometimes can be. I did want to go over my 14-point plan with you to kind of touch on the things that worked and didn't work. Right. So, but before we get started, I did want to point out one positive message here, which is the player count for FYSA. Okay. So in the 2019-2020 season, we had 95,000 players, 95,536 players. During the COVID season, the 2020-2021 season, we had 81,243 players. Coming out of COVID, I am happy and proud to announce that we have hit the 100,000 mark. We are at 100,942 players. So that is an increase of 19,699 players. So love to see that we're getting back on track and getting back to hopefully where things used to be. We still have a lot of work to do, but to see that we've recovered from COVID and that we are posting higher numbers than we did in 2019, 2020 is a very positive sign. So, but that credit goes to everybody on the board, the staff, and you guys out there who support FYSA and make it happen. All right, let's get going on my 14-point plan. Just kind of quick rundown here. Enhance communication with membership. I feel like we did enhance social media big time. Sarah has done a great job, and there's been more engagement. So we improved on the social media side. We still continue to stream board meetings, which I think is very important. In addition, I proposed launching an FYSA podcast and video cast. I tried to do it on my own. I had a couple of podcasts and videos just like this one, but time constraints. Life gets in the way, so it's been difficult for me to continue to bring that on a constant basis. And our staff is at times, depending on the year, stretched very thin. So we're going to work with our staff to see how we can, create a podcast or video cast on a regular basis, maybe, twice a month, something that's realistic that we can work with our staff. So we'll continue to work on that. If you on my personal database that I have about 800 something email addresses. I've been sending out these President's Update where I share with you some links, but also documentation I receive from U.S. Soccer, U.S. Youth Soccer, that I share with you, trying to be transparent, try to show, hey, this is what I received, this is what we received, and look, to kind of give you an idea what's being handed from the top down, what's going on, right? So, I proposed that the regional VPs host 6 to 8 virtual meetings. We tried that in my first year. And, again, our VPs are volunteers. So that's been kind of tough. But what also we did see that attendance sometimes wasn't great. And we don't know if that's because of, if it wasn't advertised the right way, didn't promote it the right way, or simply that, we are we are kind of conditioned just to kind of engage during a certain time of year, right? We're leading up to the AGM and at the AGM. And I understand that during the year, we're busy coaching, refereeing, the games on Saturdays, running a club, board meetings, and so on. So where do we find the time for our RVPs and our members to communicate and engage on a regular basis? I think it's important because we could work out issues and not have them just wait right before AGM or at the AGM. Maybe by having continuous dialogue that we could, get through some issues a lot, resolve them quicker, and have them dealt with. Optimize office staff. When my goal was I did meet with our executive director. I do understand the office and the challenges now. We have almost a brand new staff. We went through, got new people in over the last year and a half. I think we have a tremendous staff at the moment. And, one of my goals was to have the challenges and goals of the office shared with the membership to enhance transparency. That has not happened yet. I want that to happen, that Joel can, we can have a video just like this. I think it's important to understand for our members what our staff does and what they go through. And sometimes, they work really hard. They work their butts off. And there are sometimes, there is a strain put on the office and they're stretched very thin. And I think it's important that our membership gets a little behind the scenes look of, where our strengths are, our weaknesses are, where our challenges are, with that. So that still has to happen. Revisit the 15-mile rule. Well, the 15-mile rule obviously is no longer in place, and we've had two revisions of the document or the criteria. This is a very this topic people are very passionate about, right? And you get many different opinions within the board and membership. In my opinion, if a club, I'm not for restrictions. If you have a field, if you have a soccer complex and you're going to have a recreational program, you're going to have a competitive program, you're going to serve, your community, and you check the boxes, the basic requirements. Do you have a board and all these? I believe you should have a club. Now, do I think somebody should just, hey, I got a backyard and I got a team? No, that's not a club for me. So, I think there needs to be criteria. We're in our second revision now of our criteria. And it might we might still see some change to that. Again, so many different opinions. People are very passionate about this subject, for sure. Reform the tryout rule. We did create a tryout rule reform committee. They have been meeting. They are working. They're going to have a workshop at the AGM. That is also a topic that people are very passionate about because nowadays this is no longer the day of old. We have different leagues. We have different governing bodies. We have different associations. And I do think that tryouts nowadays are not healthy. They're not in a healthy space. Tryouts are not a healthy environment right now for kids, for coaches, for families, for anybody involved. It's a very stressful time for everybody. And I wish we could just come to an agreement where everybody, regardless of association, we have tryouts on the same date, the same time, like it used to be, because I believe it's for the better of the game and the kids. And that should be our focus, not how we can get ahead or how can we get how can we get around our competition? How can we get a leg up? No. It should be about the kids and the game. The bylaw rewrite or revision, that's another very contested. I tell you, experience it now. I know we started and had some proposal passed in 2021. Again, so many different opinions, so many different interpretations. This is going to take a little bit of time. This could take 2 years, maybe 3 years. I don't know. It all depends because it's a tough process to get there because you have so many different opinions about this subject. Focus on recreational soccer. I will hold my hand up here. I said we're going to host 6 to 8 virtual roundtables, and that did not happen. That is one of the reasons I do want to continue to serve. I want to have this implemented. It's very important that we put our focus on the base, and we need to be able to communicate with the recreational leaders. We have a great person in place, Mark Godwin, fantastic guy. That is, our guy for recreational soccer. And, again, recreational soccer deserves more. Growing girls soccer and women in coaching, we started that committee. We have a fantastic committee, the girls soccer, women in coaching committee, who have been meeting. I'm very excited about that committee, and we got that off the ground. Diversity and inclusion committee, that has started. Greater support for top soccer. One of my highlights and favorite moments of being president was at the end of 2021 with our great partner, the Tampa Bay Rowdies. We hosted a top soccer clinic at Al Lang Stadium on the field where the professionals play. Those kids and their families were super excited to be there. What a fantastic event that was. We also received a donation from the Tampa Bay Rowdies. They're helping us create awareness. So that's been great. Jennifer Detillier and her committee have been working so hard, so passionately. This program needs more visibility. It needs a bigger voice, and we are committed to grow this program. And I have another idea for that program at the end of the video. We've reached out to Orlando City. We reached out to Miami FC. We reached out to Inter Miami. And we're hoping that they will jump on board just like the Tampa Bay Rowdies and help us support this program, host a top soccer clinic at the stadium, make these kids feel like professionals, give them a great opportunity to have a great clinic, help us raise money, help us raise awareness for top soccer. Review statewide league structure. Olaf Henke, our VP of competition, has been meeting with his committee and has an idea how we can kind of work on a pyramid, how you start at your local league and play yourself up. You earn your way in to into the higher leagues, right? You go from your local league into maybe up to FSPL and so on and so forth. Again, as Olaf can tell you, this is not going to happen overnight. This has a lot of meetings, a lot of input. Again, everybody is very passionate about something like that and has a difference of opinions, and we just need to come together for the good of the game and the kids, and kind of respect we got to respect everybody's opinion. Everybody's got a different opinion. How can we find common ground to get this off the ground? But Olaf has an idea. He's even shared his concept with USU Soccer CEO Skip Gilbert. So, working hard on that, Olaf is, and I'm hoping we can announce something soon. Improve President's State Cup tournament play. Number 11 was enhance the Commissioner's Cup. This is still in discussions now. I feel like we should have an allocated budget. But every RVP has a budget to run their Commissioner's Cup tournament to make sure that the kids are getting a great experience. And the Commissioner's Cup should have the same standard as the President and State Cup. Okay? For me, every player, whether it's recreational, tops, competitive, they're important to FYSA. We're all in this together. All the kids are important. And we need to make sure that we provide everybody a great experience, that they'll great environment, because the beautiful game is for all, and we make sure all our programs are there to serve everybody in our membership. Improve President's State Cup tournament with Christina in place. She's done a tremendous job. I'm so excited she's part of our staff. And, I know she's always looking to improve. I think we should also take our staff and take our RVPs out into the regions to meet with our clubs. We all know not every club is putting their teams in our State Cup and President's Cup tournaments. With ECNL out there, with MLS Next out there, there is so much competition. We need to find out, how can we get you back in? And that conversation needs to take place. So, I'm very confident in Christina and our staff that we can go out there and try to continue to, improve the level of presence in State Cup play. All right, number 13, support for referees. We have done quite a bit of work here. In 2021, we installed John Bauman as the first SYRA. That was the first step. Then, with my colleague, Eddie Loyola, the president of the Florida Adult Soccer Association, we did bring in a new SRA, Christina Uncle. Top-notch professional. She has done a tremendous job with her staff so far coming in. Changing the face of the FSR, changing the face of the FSR, just trying to change the structure, and we've already seen some success. In 2021, we had a record low of 3,171 registered referees. In 2022, we were at 4,350 referees. That is an increase of 1,170. We also have to do our part in the soccer community to crack down on referee abuse. That's not just good for referees, but also the kids involved, everybody there. I think everybody should have a great game day experience. It should be fun, right? Competitive on the field, but we should have a safe environment out there on the soccer fields, and which will also, at the same time, it will keep our referees in the game and it will keep kids in the game. So, number 14, engage professional soccer organizations. We have engaged and have partnerships with the Tampa Bay Rowdies and Orlando City and Orlando Pride. This has, unfortunately for me, been a little frustrating part. Because you would think that the professional clubs would want to engage with the FYSA and help, help in the local soccer community. But it's been a little tougher than expected. The Tampa Bay Rowdies, without a doubt, I will keep mentioning them because they have been a great partner. And we just started with Orlando City. And hopefully that they will follow suit, also help in the engagement of trying to get a footprint in the local soccer communities and help grow the sport. Just like I have there, I would love to see a pro soccer committee, that we share best practices, that we have joint grassroots after school programs, coaching development programs, and fundraising, but that might take some time. We'll continue to work on that, and that's why I would hope to continue to serve as president. I did want to touch on a couple of things going into, if I get the opportunity to continue to serve as your president, is I would like to increase, I'm going to speak to the board about this at the AGM, a fee increase on the player registration that would take effect in the 2023-2024 season. And it would be a 50-cent increase on the competitive player registration and 50% increase on the recreational player registration. That money would be earmarked to fund top soccer and grassroots initiatives. Believe it or not, top soccer does not have regular funding. Top soccer deserves funding. It is not properly funded. It needs to be properly funded. Those players, those families deserve more. And that is to ensure it being funded, that we can do more and continue to grow that great program. I also would like to see, if we have this funding, that we put on a grassroots coaching course, a free grassroots coaching course, in one per region each seasonal year. Maybe we can do more. We'll have to see with that budget. Another program that I would like to launch, it's called Jogo Bonito for All, the beautiful game for all. And it's something that our again, going back to it, the Tampa Bay Rowdies have offered to help pilot this program. Again, if the ultimate goal is to have this program in each region. It's called Jogo Bonito Fall. And it's to put on a clinic for 50 or 60 kids, or 30. We haven't worked out all the details yet. And it would be for kids that have never played organized soccer before, that couldn't afford to play organized soccer. And they would come to this clinic and they get a free shirt, shorts, socks, shin guards, and soccer ball. And it's like a starter kit to play the beautiful game. And they would take part in this clinic. And then they would receive a voucher that would allow them to play recreational fall soccer in the club that is nearest to them where they live. Okay, so that's easy to identify, obviously, looking at their zip code and see where they're from and see what club is nearly, and then that child would be enrolled in that fall soccer program. So it would give an opportunity for children that have never played organized soccer to introduce them to our game, to introduce new kids to FYSA and the clubs. Again, that is the concept. We're still working at all the details, and the Tampa Bay Rowdies are willing to help us pilot this program. If we could do this in all 4 regions, when we could see, we could see 150, 200 kids, new kids joining the game every year that would in the past not have a chance to play. Another idea I have is the creation of a youth athlete council. I still have to obviously discuss the idea with our board of directors and our VPs on how we go about creating such a council. Would it be creating a council in each region, or selecting players from each region to have a council, to represent the state? So that still needs to be discussed to go about it. But the ultimate goal is to give the kids that play this game a voice. What a concept, right? Because it is their game. It's not our game. It's their game. Florida Youth Soccer Association. And I think it's important that we hear from them and that we get their feedback. So that is the idea about that the Youth Athlete Council, another piece to hopefully help us improve the game for them. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. I know I talked quite a bit, and there was a bit to cover, and there's obviously a lot of work to do. I hope I get the opportunity from you, the membership, to allow me to continue to serve, to continue to get more things done. I'm not perfect, and I've made some mistakes during my 2 years as president, but you know what? I've learned, and I now can have a handle on how things work in the political sense of it, of youth soccer, and the ins and outs, and I feel that in my next 2 years I can get more accomplished with the 2-year experience I've just had. So I hope I have your support, and so thank you again for your time and your support, and thank you for everything you do for our game and the kids that have played in this game. So thank you again, and be safe, everyone, and I hope to see everyone at this year's 2022 FYSA AGM. See you all in Orlando.